and you're doing that out of love. Is that correct?
When you try to change someone, it puts on more stress for them, the feeling of having to change because you are disappointing your loved one. So sometimes people have to take their own journeys.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, sometimes you have to leave out of love for them to figure themselves out. And that is okay. It is completely normal. It's just like when you leave your house, your mom, because you got mad at her, and then you go and you figure yourself out, and then you come back. And that's an explanation, a hypothetical of a teenager that has to go back to the house. But if you're talking about someone that you're married to, as you said in your example, you have 3 kids with them and blah, 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 then definitely, if you want to raise your kids in a good way and your person is not in a good mental space and they need to figure themselves out, then definitely you need to let them go and wait for them in case they want to change, because it's a personal choice. You can't change people.
Okay. But hold on. Nah. Because, right, if you are a mother and your son does something crazy, you still love him.
Of
if your
course.
husband...
Isn't that unconditional love?
Yeah, that's a mother and son. But if your husband cheats on you, does a bunch of crap to you, are you going to love him and take him back? Probably not. So that's not unconditional love.
It does exist, though. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. You're aware of it, right?
Yeah, I'm aware.
She took him back.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, I like this. I like this.
She has a kid with him.
Yeah.
She has a kid with him, right?
You want to handle this?
You know what? Listen, there's some women who understand that there's things that matter more in life than whether or not your man is loyal. Some people believe in legacy. Some people build an empire. She knows that if she probably left the man, everything that they've been striving for together would probably just not work out, and they'd have to do things apart. So sometimes you sacrifice. That's not necessarily an indication of unconditional love.
Yeah,
it just means like, you know what, I'm going to tolerate this because I believe that the thing that we're working for is more important. And I would also say this. I'm not mad at you. You have your ideas. You have your perception of love or whatever
there's no reason
it is.
to be mad.
But I would also say as you get older in life, you start to realize that there are conditions and there are asterisks. Whether it's marriage, whether it's love, it's like if you don't hold up your end to the bargain and it goes on long enough, I got to go deuces. And you can say, oh, I still love you and I'm doing this so it can help you change because you need to realize rock bottom. But from the man's perspective, it's like you're bailing because I'm not doing what you need me to do and you don't love me unconditionally. It was based off of whether or not I met those needs.
I think that's just one perspective.
Sure.
Definitely there's many perspectives to that. If you talk about marriage, then you have vows. And if you break those vows, then it's kind of like breaking love. But when you have those vows and you say till love do us part, sickness and death and whatever, what you're saying is you're staying with that person even though you know there will be disagreements and mistakes. And the thing is, you are promising to work it out. When you cannot work it out, that's when you get a divorce, right? You're breaking your vows. You're basically falling on your own ways because you are deciding to do so. It does not mean that you one day from another decide, I'm not going to love that person anymore. We are all humans, you know? People still love, even though they understand that they have to leave each other for the greater good, because you don't want to raise a kid with 2 parents that are constantly fighting or that simply cannot get along anymore because of the different perspectives and views. Okay, but when you get married, that's what you're promising to do. You're promising to figure it out together.
Go ahead.
That sounds great, but women initiate over 80% of the divorces, but you know, it is what it is, right?
So look, I want to say something here. It is not a debate about women against men. I think that's something that I feel it in the table. Like
hold on. Here's the thing though. Your feelings are irrelevant to fact.
But I'm not talking about feelings. Mostly I'm talking about the fact that we are all humans and humans have feelings, and you are mostly an emotional being. More than you want to think that you are a logical being, you are a highly emotional being.
Okay.
And you might want to deny that. But the truth is you just had an altercation with somebody else, told them to leave out of emotion.
No, out of principle and fact. She cut me off twice, and then we said, hey, one more time, and then she did it again. And after we warned her, so
and when she left, you can take yourself home, and that's an emotional reaction.
No, listen, it's a fact reaction. She can leave, physically get up and leave. Because
I'm talking about the afterward.
Don't call me off. Once again, see, I told her the rules. She The producer, I told
Oh.
you many times. You see, you're talking about girls have hearing and they don't pay attention, all right? I told her before the show,
Mm.
if you talk over Myron, the rules is you will get booted out. And what happened? She didn't follow the rules. It wasn't emotional. We warned her. I told her to leave.
And she asked me the question too, which is funny.
Yeah.
Like
So-
she literally asked me to define unconditional love or conditional. I was like, what? Okay. And then it cut me off twice in the same sentence.
I kept going.
And kept
Wendy,
going.
you had a point, right?
Yeah. So I really understand you, and I want you to answer the question, what is unconditional love? Because what I'm understanding, and I also I see where you come from, is that you're saying if you're slipping, I understand, but I'm going to need to back off. That's now conditional. There's no more unconditional, because unconditional is like, I don't, it's okay if that happens. I'm still going to be with you because I love you. But now you're saying, I love you, but I'm not going to be with you because I can't. So that's what I understand. But I would love to know the meaning of unconditional and conditional love, just so I understand it better. Because I do understand what you're saying.
Definitely. I think a lot of people understand by unconditional love is just being there. And you can be there for someone when they want to come to you, but you can't impose yourself onto someone, because that's when it becomes destructive. And that's what I'm exactly talking about. It doesn't mean that you leave them and you bail out on them because it's a conditional love. No, you still love them and you're willing to hear them and you're willing to work things out. But if that person is deciding to go their own way, doesn't mean you stop loving them or that you're bailing on them. It means that for the greater good of the household and for yourself, you need to maintain a certain level of mental health,
Can we talk about Abba's face right now? It's
Yeah. I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
she can, that's her opinion. But what I will say, obviously, this is we have a podcast where we help men. Guys, this is destructive advice for men, because a lot of guys will buy into this fairy tale that a woman will love you unconditionally. And unfortunately, no, you are loved under the premise that you still continue to provide value to some degree. Like, there's a reason why women want a guy who's taller than them, stronger than them, makes more money than them, etc. Women they're hardwired to look for men that are better than them. So, no offense, with all due respect, that is destructive advice for men. I know in the female world, that sounds good. It feels good, but that's not the way the world operates. And if it operated that way, we wouldn't have over a 50% divorce rate, with 80% of them being initiated by women. Women are the ones that end relationships, not men. So that's what it is. Like, the facts are women initiate divorces, so men cannot subscribe to that mentality of dealing with women, because if they do, they will literally get slaughtered, and I don't expect you to understand, because you're a woman. You're in the buyer's seat. You control who you're in a relationship with. You basically can axe at any time, and you pick the man. So from a female perspective, you might not understand where I'm coming from. And that's fine. I don't expect you to.
I do understand you, actually. I do. I just think that when we go around and we ask about each person's perspective, then you're actually talking about the person in itself. So if we ask about majority, I cannot tell you about the majority of women and talk for all women. I can only speak for myself.
Okay. But here's the thing. We got to speak in generalities to help. We're trying to help men here. If we're going to go just through your lens, you're far different than other people. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're saying might sound good, but that's not the way the world operates. But anyway, we'll continue on go ahead.
Okay, so
I know that's a hard follow-up, but go ahead.
So what do you offer to the table other than?
So loyalty, okay, communication, and honestly, finance. I can support myself. So I'm going to be able to support you if you can't hold down the fort. But I would want you to support me, but that's what I bring. I'm going to bring loyalty, communication, a friend, a person.
Just for clarification, when you say support, are you talking about financially?
Yeah. I mean, let's say if you're married, I'm not saying I'm going to financially support you all the way, but let's say you're married and your man lost his job and he can't at the moment. I'm going to be able to support you. I'm going to bring you a home. I'm going to support the home until you can.
For how long?
Yeah.
That's the key question. That's the key question.
I thought that too.
I always say, if a woman takes on the burden of paying for the bills and everything like that, there's a finite amount of time she's going to tolerate that.
Oh, of course. I mean, if you have no ambition and I see that you're not looking to better yourself or looking for another job or looking to pitch in, then bye.
Right.
But
that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, but for now, yeah, I'm going to be able to support you. That's, it's 50-50. It's not here. Take over.
Okay, so you have a backup plan in case things go wrong, basically.
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
So loyalty, respect, commitment. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. Yes.
Wait, I'm curious. What dish can you cook?
What? Anything you want.
Everything.
Anything you want.
Okay.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Argentina.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, pretty much. And the same thing. I'm independent, so I don't need anyone to maintain me, and I'll bring to the table and reciprocate.
Awesome. All right. And the couch next.
I guess I'm starting. To bring to the table, I would like to say respect, loyalty for sure. I finance myself as well, so that is on there. I was a ride or die at a certain point. I haven't done it. That's why I'm single. It's been for like 6 years. So when I feel like the right person will come, most definitely. I've done it all with my ex and stuff, so that's not even a problem. Financially stable, I'm pretty good, so I could bring money to the table as well. I know how to cook. I clean for myself as well. I maintain myself for the most part. So,
and also you watch anime, which is very important.
Definitely, most definitely. Who doesn't like anime, right?
Awesome. All right.
So the original question was like, what can you bring to the table other than sex, right?
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like sex, like, it's important in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like after all of that superficial stuff, like there's so much under the surface, and like for me personally, I don't think I've ever been in a kind of relationship where I can like kind of learn about myself like that, about what I can bring to the table than that. But I would like to say, like, for like I would like to hope so in the future, like personal independence. I don't want to depend on someone else emotionally to be my, I don't want to say rock, but like I want to say like to be my, like literally my whole world and everything. Like I want to bring.
Hey, can you wrap it up? I don't mean to be an asshole, but like we got to stop with this. Some of you guys are taking way too long to answer the question. Just keep it nice, short, and simple.
Okay, well,
please.
All right. Okay, I can bring to the table independence. Definitely someone that knows what they want in the future. Somebody that just doesn't really, someone that cuts to the chase. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
So, short term, what I bring to the table, I bring finance. I'm independent on myself. You have to bring communication, loyalty. Definitely agreed with everything that you were saying.
Thanks.
And basically, for me to, like you said, back and forth, you gotta keep communication with me. If you can't be honest with me, I don't want nothing to do with you. The communication is the biggest thing for me, for sure. And yeah, I bring finance and I bring all the basic necessities. If you need anything else, love, all that, I already bring it.
Would you date a guy that makes less money than you? Since you bring finances?
Hell no.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for being honest.
You're welcome.
Super chats and then we'll go to Abba.
Super chats and we'll turn it to Abba to ask a question.
Yeah, I have a lot to say. Right?
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, guys, we had to do the Frank Castle earlier. Nicholas Smith, shout out to Fresh and Fit, Albert Preach, Kevin Samuels, the roommates, and MTR. Mediocre Tutorial Reviews is who he's referring to. Listen to all your podcasts almost every day, and it has helped me so much to become a better version of myself. Respect. Thank you very much,
brother.
Okay, what else? And then RP Mike, I'm so glad you kicked off that post-wall train wreck.
Oh my goodness.
Who was giving off the energy of acting like she was running the show. The second she opened her mouth, she is the example of why older, high-value men will always choose to deal with younger and less damaged women. Yeah, I mean, she was very difficult to deal with. Ian, $50. Unconditional love is reserved for parents and dogs. Relationships are 100% conditional. Men always have the burden of performance. Congrats on 100K, fellas. Here's to 200,000. Yeah, that's very true. Free smoke. This lady lives.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on. We're gonna read that super chat.
Oh, you want to read it?
Yeah. Where was it?
It's $20 though.
Oh, okay.
Here's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Rayon PHP 1,250. What is that? I don't know what that country that is.
I don't know what
that
is,
currency is. Okay, there's no such thing as unconditional love, even for a parent and child, where the condition is that they're of the same blood. What may happen is that the kind of love may change from being a better half to a friendly one, but it's still conditional. Okay. And then
we are caught up.
And we are caught up. How about we turn it to you, bro?
Y'all want to continue on this thread?
It's up to you, man. You tell us. You're
A
the
new
special
question,
guest.
you know.
You can ask another question. Then we'll turn it to the ladies to ask us something as
Yes,
well. We
yeah.
like to not have it be an interrogation type thing.
Right.
So
you want them to go first,
or do you want them to go first?
You ladies can go first if y'all got questions.
All right,
Go
let's
ahead.
start with the couch then.
Yeah.
Ladies on the couch, will go ahead and ask us a question, and one of the guys on the panel will
anything,
answer.
dating, sex, what you want to know
How
about
men
guys?
really think, etc.
Why did it go?
Hold on, don't worry. You'll go next. You'll go next. Go ahead.
You know
Rocio.
what? I'll skip my turn.
You'll skip yours?
There's a lot of ladies, so
Okay,
I'm pretty sure they
cool.
want to ask
All right.
questions.
Forgot what I was gonna.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, she
Brain
forgot.
fart.
Okay.
Wait, you literally just had your
I
hand
know.
up a
I
second.
actually did. I don't know. My brain doesn't work.
Okay.
So I actually have a question for the men.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually had a conversation with someone one day, and they were telling me that women bring the emotional support and the motivation to a man, and the man is always the provider.